Mario & Luigi Brothership now released, we are officially done with the calendar year of 2024 and its games. For 2025, we do have a small list of games that are coming out, like Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which is like the third time it's come back, Pokemon Legends ZA, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond at some point, and of course Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. But with all of those games, maybe outside of Metroid Prime 4, there's still nothing super exciting, and I'm not downplaying Donkey Kong Country HD Returns Deluxe the third time, and I'm not downplaying Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm just saying along the lines of there's nothing huge to look forward to. And when I say huge, I'm talking along the lines of the next big game to get us hype. You know, those games that are announced like a year or two in advance and we can't stop thinking about it, and waiting patiently for the release date is one of the hardest things ever. Like the next huge 3D Mario, the next Mario Kart game because it's been since the Wii U days, the next huge Zelda game, you know what I'm talking about, Smash Brothers, even Luigi's Mansion now. These games that are going to draw in massive crowds from fans and newcomers alike. Talking games that are easy 10 to 15 million unit sellers. It's been a while, and honestly, you can tell fans are getting a little fed up waiting for Switch 2. I mean, on every single Nintendo tweet for the most part, you see comments reading Switch 2 when? When is Switch 2? Where is Switch 2? Nintendo, give us Switch 2. In fact, it's been trending on Twitter essentially the entire year. So why? Why is it that people want Switch 2 so bad right now? I mean, yes, it's been almost 8 years of Nintendo Switch, and it's just naturally time for the next console, and you could make tons of other arguments as well. For instance, it's just not strong enough, and it's not keeping up with even Nintendo's own games. I mean, personally, I'm about 6 hours in Mario & Luigi Brothership, and I've already experienced some heavy slowdown and lag, and yeah, frame rate issues all around. Seriously, it is definitely time for a new console, but honestly, I think it's even more than just that. I think Nintendo could ideally go on a little bit longer with just the current hardware that they have with Nintendo Switch, but I think the main reason people want Switch 2 so bad is about the games. But real quick, before we get into those games, something is happening very, very soon. That's right, Nintendo Land is getting his very own first ever plushie, and you can be the first person to see it and also pre-order it right now. All you have to do is click on the link in the description down below and sign up so that way you can be notified when the plushie actually goes on sale literally next week. Yes, in 1 week you'll be able to see exactly what the plushie looks like. It's super exciting. Please guys, show your support. It's super quick, it's super easy, and it's free to sign up and be notified. Once again, click on the link in the description in order to sign up now. The last 2 Nintendo Directs that we got were unfortunately only in June of this year and September of 2023, and both of those Directs didn't really showcase anything super new and exciting. Don't get me wrong, there have been tons of games to play. Even this year, they might not be the games that we're looking for and the big huge hitters, but there are games to play for Nintendo, and I am definitely glad about that because it could be a quiet send-off for Nintendo Switch the same way they did with the Wii U, where there were multiple months, almost 6 months of absolutely nothing, no new releases, nothing to look forward to. In fact, every single announcement in that September Direct was a remake, a remaster, or a port of some sort outside of Princess Peach Showtime. And overall, if you played Peach Showtime, it's not a bad game at all, but it's 100% made for a younger crowd. And you can say that about every Nintendo game, but especially this one. It was definitely made with children in mind. Trust me, I was one of the few people on this earth that genuinely lost his voice when Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door HD was brought up. I mean, seriously, it's one of the greatest announcements for me in any Direct in my entire lifetime. I will never probably feel that way about something quite like this ever again. But even with that said, I have to remember that for a lot of people, it is just a remake of a GameCube game that either some people just completely skip or even just don't care about. And even if it was a new game, it is just Paper Mario for a lot of people, which is a spin-off RPG game, and it's nothing near the lines of a big 3D Mario or Mario Kart for a lot of folk. It's something that I have to remind myself. Even though that I love this game in this series, a lot of people just see it as another small spin-off to maybe even skip. And with the June Nintendo Direct this year, they did show off some new things, but once again, relatively small things. With the third Mario RPG shown off, thankfully being a new one with Mario & Luigi Brothership. Once again, I couldn't personally be more happier with the time period that we're in, every Mario RPG being revived, which is literally a dream come true for me. But man, think of the people out there that may not be big fans of Mario RPG games. That's literally all we've been getting. They showed off Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, which is once again an old game coming back again for a third time after being on the Wii and the 3DS. Showed off Super Mario Party Jamboree, which is a new Mario Party game, but the third Mario Party on Nintendo Switch, once again being a relatively smaller title. Zelda Echoes of Wisdom was shown off, being a new top-down 2D Zelda game, which still isn't anything huge for a lot of people, and once again, a lot of people seemed already as if they skipped out on this game, waiting for the next huge 3D Zelda game. Then the show ended with Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, which you could argue this is a game that we already known about, but it did restart development, so technically it was like a new announcement. So out of everything that we've seen in that entire show, this was probably the biggest thing, and the biggest thing by a large margin. That's just the thing. Out of over a year of announcements and only 2 Nintendo Directs in the course of the last year, it's actually kind of disappointing that we haven't received any type of news on any huge games that could be coming into the future, or even for the next console. I know Nintendo's waiting for the end of the fiscal year, it seems, to announce this Switch 2, which is probably going to be until January or even February of next year. Shoot, maybe even March. It's kind of strange to me that they haven't revealed the games, and I feel like that's the problem for a lot of people, is that they don't just want new hardware, they want new games. Something else I've mentioned before is that all the games that have been releasing this year have been coming from partner studios, not Nintendo's main development teams. And a lot of people are left wondering, what the heck are they doing? Well, the rumors are suggesting that some of these partner teams are helping to fill out the slate, while Nintendo's core teams are obviously really hard at work, dedicating their time to huge first-party games that are coming that first year and that second year of Nintendo Switch 2. But I think it's just the fact that people are now ready to see what they've been working on for so long, because some of these franchises and series are well, and I mean well overdue. Do you know why I made that original Nintendo Forgot About Mario video? It wasn't just the meme. Obviously Nintendo didn't forget about Mario, with movies and tons, and I mean tons, of spin-offs happening. Clearly Nintendo didn't forget about Mario, but they forgot about mainline Mario. Thankfully we got Mario Wonder years after I made that video, but still, we've been missing the big juicy stuff. Where's the next 3D Mario game? It has now been 7 years, over 7 years since Odyssey, and it's crazy that we got 2 huge open world Zelda games on one console, and only 1 new Mario game. No, Bowser's Fury does not count. That game was only about 2 hours of gameplay. Because yeah, we're definitely due for a new 3D Mario game, and it's something that we've been talking about non-stop, but it's just even more evident why people want Switch 2 so bad. They want to see Mario again. And if you are a Wii U owner, you're getting beat senseless right now, because it's now been over a decade since we've gotten the last new original Mario Kart game. Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014 on the Nintendo Wii U, and it's already 10 years old. Yes, Nintendo added tons of new tracks and even some classic tracks as well, lots of classic tracks as well, but even with that said, it's just still Mario Kart 8, and it's been Mario Kart 8 so long now. Most of us, when we first played this game, were completely different people. That's 10 years of time gone away. We were kids, a lot of us, and grown into adults since this game had released. So yeah, it is more than time for the next Mario Kart game, and it's something that a lot of us expected to get on the Nintendo Switch, and it never came. So clearly, fans are just reaching at the bit for the next Mario Kart. Of course, we know those are the extreme ones, but let's not stop there, because it's been almost 6 years this December since Super Smash Bros. Ultimate released in December of 2018. So clearly we are getting close to the time of seeing another Smash Bros. Game. And I know some people out there think it's not going to happen. We know Sakurai had already announced during one of his videos, or at least his last video, that he already gave Nintendo a proposal for the next game. We don't know what game it is. A lot of people think it's either Kid Icarus or Smash Bros., but let's be honest, it's probably Smash. And even if it's not, it's safe to say that a Smash Bros. Game has been at the works for a very long time now. I mean, it have to be. And you know, with every new Smash game, the hype cycle is insane. It's actually something that we've been missing for a while now, getting like a pick of the day or music of the day, or waiting for character reveal trailers or updates in every single Nintendo Direct at the beginning or the end, showcasing some new feature, whether it be a new character or some new mode coming to the game, and just desperately waiting to get our hands on this game and play competitively is such an exciting experience, and we're definitely about due for that again. And don't you dare forget about Luigi's Mansion. Mansion, because Luigi's Mansion 3 was one of the biggest Nintendo Switch games on the console, which is insane to even think about. Almost 13 million copies sold. So clearly, this is a series that is here to stay, and I am so happy for that. But even with that said, it's now been over 5 years since we've gotten Luigi's Mansion, which was in October of 2019. So we are once again due for Luigi's Mansion as well, which is going to be a huge title for a lot of people now. It's starting to claw its way up there to be one of the bigger franchises. The same thing could be said about Mario Maker, which is also over 5.5 years. After getting Mario Wonder, I wouldn't be surprised if the next 2D Mario game was just Mario Maker 3, because it is a franchise and series that people love. And of course, even mods are out right now where you can pretty much make a 3D Mario Maker with Nintendo 64. Yes, Mario 64 Maker is an actual thing right now that you can go out and play thanks to mods and, you know, fan development. So a lot of people are hoping that the next Mario Maker is indeed a 3D Mario Maker. But even if it's not, and it's just another 2D one with tons of new game styles, more than one this time around, I think people will be more than happy, especially if it has tons of new mechanics and things added to it, making it even better than the first 2 games. And Mario Maker is arguably one of the biggest community games ever from Nintendo, bringing everybody together, whether you make stages or simply play them. It's one of the biggest games for us. You know what else? It's been a decade since it's released. Donkey Kong. Yes, we might be getting another classic game coming back with Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. The third time. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it every time. But yes, that's all we've gotten on Switch is old Donkey Kong games. We've gotten the last 2 modern Donkey Kong games brought back again. That even includes Tropical Freeze. So yes, it is definitely time for a new Donkey Kong game. Tropical Freeze came out in 2014 on the Wii U. Once again, us Wii U fans are just not eating with Donkey Kong because it is time for a new game. A lot of people want to see a 3D Donkey Kong, and the rumor has it that Nintendo was at one point working on it with Vicarious Visions, the Crash Bandicoot team, but clearly it would never see the light of day because we never did end up getting a 3D Donkey Kong or even a new 2D Donkey Kong, like the next installment for Donkey Kong Country. So I really don't know what's going on and why hasn't anything like this been made, when Tropical Freeze was, in my opinion, one of the best 2D platformers of our generation, like literally almost of all time. I love that game to death. It is so good. Even the music, David Wise snapped. But with that said, yeah, it's been over 10 years. Can you believe that? A decade. It's been a decade since we've gotten a new Donkey Kong game. So clearly, this is another thing on people's list where we just want a new Donkey Kong. And look, that's just some of the games. Those are just the important ones that people have been waiting for so long. I haven't even brought up things that have just been missing, like Rhythm Heaven or Star Fox, maybe even Punch-Out. Some of the classic games that we just haven't seen anything on Nintendo Switch. I mean, we are due for a lot more than just that. And by the time 2025 rolls around, we get close to 2026, other games will be added to this list as they're hitting that 5-year mark since the last one as well. Like Splatoon and Kirby, and then eventually Zelda, even though Zelda's probably a far way out with Tears of the Kingdom happening last year. But with that said, I'm just excited to see what Nintendo's main development studios have been working on. What games are they producing? And it's not even along the lines of, I need it right now. I just want to see them. You know what I mean? It's just like there's so many games to play right now from Nintendo and even other companies. My backlog is crazy deep and it's going to run for a while. I'm probably good to go literally for most of the year, next year even. But even with that said, I just want to see what's next. I want to get a glimpse and some excitement and that hype again of seeing what's coming. Literally just knowing of a huge 3D Mario game or a huge Mario Kart game coming holiday next year, summer next year, something along those lines would be enough to tie me over completely. I guess it's just wanting to know what's next and giving us something exciting and interesting to look forward to and to talk about. But until then, we're just kind of left in the dark and waiting to see what Nintendo's plans are. I really want to say it can't be too much longer until the Nintendo Switch reveal, and in theory, correct. I mean, you only got about 4 more months until this thing has to be shown off. Even Nintendo in their recent investors meeting came out and stated once again that they are going to show off the console within this fiscal year, which gives us from now till the end of March of 2024. Now, you know, I think a lot of us are expecting now that Nintendo's just going to ride out the rest of the holiday with nothing new, nothing super exciting, and just collect their sales, and we'll probably hear something around January or February of next year, which is still a long ways away, especially when we've been waiting since that initial announcement of the successor back in May. So yeah, I know, it's still a long ways away and we're all desperately waiting to get glimpses of this console and the games, because I think for a lot of us, it's all about the games. It doesn't matter really to me what this new console looks like or how it runs, I just hope it runs the games well, you know what I mean? But mostly, I'm just looking forward to the games. I'm looking forward to the next big releases, the stuff that really generate hype, the big titles, not the smaller spin-offs like the parties, the RPGs, and just the smaller things. I'm ready for mainline things. I'm ready for big, exciting things. I'm ready to talk with the community and get excited about big releases again, and I think that time is coming closer and closer. But let me know in the comments down below what you think about Nintendo Switch 2. Are you more excited about the games or the actual hardware itself? Why are you so excited for Switch 2? Definitely let me know down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. Stop what you're doing, leave a like and subscribe. A lot of you watching this right now are still not subscribed to the channel. Let's see how many people we can get to subscribe from this one video. Show me your Switch 2 excitement right now. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and like always, I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.